video ever shows up. It will. Takes a second. There it is. All right, that is good to go. So we got chat stream on YouTube. I'll try to pop in every once in a while on there. But hey, let's get it started with 6 hits tribute. Looking to have some fun with this one. So 3 on-card autographs and 3 memorabilia cards per box of tribute. Always a fan of these. So I feel something thick in here. This could be fun. Not in this mess. Looks like we got one of the rookie cards in here. So we're going to start things off with Gary Carter. And that means that there will be a little extra bonus random at the end. And what do you think? We going to get a good rookie card? We've had some decent ones so far. This one is numbered 23 out of 435. And Blue Jays, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Hey, that's a good start. If I keep pulling some good stuff like this, maybe, just maybe, we should get to work on rookies and stars while I got a hot hand. 111 out of 199. Yes, indeedy. The free agent Yankee shortstop. You know, when he was the heir to Derek Jeter's throne, I really thought that he would still be on the team even after Jeter gets inducted into the Hall of Fame. But we'll see. You know, it's not so much loyalty in these businesses anymore. Babe Ruth. We'll give that a little 1 cent love for the probably the best all-around ball player of all time. Maybe not the most athletic, but the great Babe Ruth. All right, what do we got next? Well, maybe the best pitcher out right now, Jacob deGrom. Charlie Blackmon. And numbered 50 out of 99, Astros, Carlos Correa and George Springer. I had the baseball news on until about 3 o'clock today. Was there a signing? All right, let me take a look-see here now. Now you got my attention. Strasburg, obviously, all over the place. I'm hearing rumors. They were talking about it during MLB Network's winter meeting broadcasts. There's a few teams in the mix, but I don't know about the Phillies. They may surprise and try to pull an even bigger move. You never know. So, yeah, you know, that's a perfect fit for Strasburg. Garrett Cole, you know, Scott Boras is his agent, so that's always Joe Morgan a factor. But oh man, this terrible stuff that comes out of Tribute. Can't wait for Bowman draft. Andrew Benintendi. 92 out of 150. Ronald Acuna Jr. That is a good question. You know, if the Mets had any cojones whatsoever with this whole new transition of ownership thing, I'd like to see that kind of a move by the Mets. Ronald Acuna Jr. Tribute stuff is awful. Where do they get? Who is he anyway? Next thing you know, there's going to be like a Pete Alonso or something like that coming out of one of these packs. Please. Nobody wants these guys. Joe Morgan, 2 out of 50. We'll give that some 1 cent love in a minute. 2 out of 50 for Joe Morgan. Max Scherzer. Part of that vaunted Nationals rotation. And no, it's not Pete Alonso. But numbered 1 out of 10 for the Mets. That's a cool seal of approval relic. Yeah, my guess is the Cubs will try to deal Bryant, and somebody might take him up on that offer, I think. I think Mookie Betts stays put. And I think they do shop Bryant around. But I don't know. I feel like there's gonna be an issue with getting the price that he would deserve. Because I don't think he's washed up. H to the Izzo, Anthony Rizzo. Oh, another... Ah, man. Red Schoendienst. Seriously, another no-name card in here. 6 out of 10. Eloy Jimenez. Oh, I would hope not. That would be the worst mistake the Rockies could make ever. Eloy Jimenez numbered to 10. You know, the funny thing is a lot of these teams sold within like the last few hours. Right? The Mets just sold, the White Sox just sold, the Braves just sold. These were all available all weekend long. Just saying. Sometimes it's not good to wait. And I gotta hear, oh, I was gonna pick them. Aaron Nola. Shohei Ohtani. And 138 out of 150, A.J. Pollock, Diamondbacks. What can I say except you're welcome? $55s, where are you? Got you there. And then I think I got the right size for these right here. No, I need tighter ones. I'll get them later. All right. Tribute started out pretty nice. Oh, Arenado's going to draw interest. And, I mean, let's face it, nowadays, any GM is going to listen to any offers put down. doesn't necessarily mean that unless, I mean, let's face it, if a team puts out something out there so ludicrous and stupid, the, there's no reason not to say no. But I honestly don't think Arenado's going anywhere. I think he's, you know, heart and soul of that team. He's the face of that team. He is what David Wright used to be to the Mets for the Rockies. I don't see him going anywhere. It's like when last year the Mets were shopping around Noah Syndergaard. You knew they weren't serious. At the trade deadline, they probably were. I think they were figuring out whether they were in the fight or in rebuild mode. But I think a lot of rumors. You gotta take them with a grain of salt. I don't think they'll deal him. All right, so we're gonna start with the bottom portion, since the autographs are generally in the top. The only time we've ever seen different is one time we saw an Under Armour auto come out of the bottom. So again, I just open up the top portion first, and then we hit the money half later. What's Cespedes' deal? Like money or like the fact that he can't stay healthy? He has chronic injuries, and he may not be able to play even all of this year. The rumor is that they're going to try to see if they can get him going in spring training, but I am not sure, because he wouldn't have to post in the he wouldn't have to post as an international free agent, right? Do they have to wait until August? But I think a big part of the reason why Jose Abreu never did get dealt, and we'll give Rutschman 1 cent love even for paper. Little Magnum PI, no mustache. He could have one if he wanted, but not if he were on the Yankees. Matthew Allen, got Matt Mercer, Michael Massey, Chris Murphy, Matt Wallner, Brennan Malone, Daniel Espino. Twins, you got Keone Cavaco and Matt Wallner. Chris Seiss, Cole Winn, Josh Jung. I think that progression is getting better as it goes along. What do you think? Seiss seemed like kind of a wasted pick when he got picked. No interest, really, hobby-wise in him at all. Cole Winn seems like he could be a bit of an effective pitcher. And Josh Jung projecting to be a pretty decent hitter, along with all the other guys the Rangers got in the minor leagues, international signings and whatnot. They're gonna have some shots at contending in the near future. Nick Lodolo, what was he? 7th overall pick. So him and Alek Manoah, I think, are the top 2 pitchers out of this draft. Graham Stinson, Gray Jameson, got Yordis Valdez. Yeah, and he's such a locker room leader. I mean, I've said it before when the rumors have come up. If you're looking to build towards the future, you need to have a Jose Abreu in that locker room. Tommy Henry, He is like the equivalent of Carlos Beltran in there. As Beltran was getting into his last few years. I'm assuming you're referring to the White Sox. So you think the White Sox need 2 arms or the Rangers need 2 arms? All right, we've looked at some pretty decent stuff so far out of Tribute. And that's not terrible. So let's see what we got here. Some more Chrome. Sammy Ciani. And getting a little glare here. There we go. Blake Walston. George Kirby. Got some paper all about that base, Again, only 5 packs. So this is the first of 5 packs. Bryson Stott, Wander Franco, C.J. Abrams, the big Padre draft pick. Top 10 pick right there. And you got Josh Wolf, Kyle Stowers, Wallner on a refractor. Let's get these refractors in some 1 cent love right away, especially those first Bowmans. Evan White. Brennan Malone. Diosbel Arias. Yeah, Pineda re-signed with the Twins. And Desan Brown. Izzy Wilson. Of course he is Wilson. Why would you ask? James Beard. Ryan Zefferjan. So, draft pick breakdown. Numero 9. Shea Langoliers. Why is he playing for the Braves? That's totally a Met name right there. You know? Little gold paper, 24 out of 50. Logan Driscoll for the Padres. All right. Again, it's paper, but it's gold. Gold's always good. Cal Mitchell for the Pirates. And let's get back to talking about those Padres. So, Joshua Mears. You got Mears and Driscoll, and then C.J. Abrams is the big one for the Padres. And then Evan Edwards to close out the stack. So, Joshua Mears, Padres. First Bowman. Yeah, well, the 2 questions, who and how much? Who and how much? Although that doesn't seem to be as big of a question this year as last. Looks like the money's flowing a little more freely. I think Garrett Cole gets signed at the winter meetings. What does everybody think? You know, last year was 2 position players in Manny Machado and Bryce Harper. And it took forever. Nothing happened at the winter meetings. But now we're talking pitchers. I think a deal gets done. I think we know by Strasburg signing, we know where Garrett Cole is going. And it's to whoever emphatically tops over 300 million, and there's no counter offer within 24 hours. As soon as it leaks out, somebody's willing to pay 300 million. All right, there's no counter offer. You can almost guarantee the next day he's going to be signed. Chrome time, Ryan Nelson. And you know he's asking 350 because he's hoping he can get 325. Oh, the Giants win in what is being called an ugly win in overtime. So Giants can't even. I wonder how many picks Eli Manning had. I was joking earlier that Eli Manning was going to throw for 400 yards. Just was going to be a question of whether he could get at least 300 of them to his own receivers. So Dodgers, you got Cody Hoese and Michael Bush. Drew Waters, Grayson Janista, and Shea Langoliers, draft progression. Isaiah Campbell, Spencer Steer, Antoine Kelly, and J.J. Sakema. I know I've said this before, and he's held out for so long. But I still feel like Tanaka could be a risk for Tommy John at some point. When does that moment happen? All right, we got a regular refractor coming up in this mess. No picks. All right. Did they seem like they had the leash on him? Or is it time to look at the third stringer? We give Eli his send-off against the Eagles and look to see if we have any depth behind Daniel Jones. I think they're shopping J.A. Happ just to shop J.A. Happ. Montgomery, with his arm injury, I don't know. He's back, but maybe he fits better in a relief role. Got here Christian Robinson. Kyle Stowers, Orioles. Sixto Sanchez, part of one of last offseason's big trades, that JT Realmuto deal. Matthew Allen. 236 out of 250, paper, Diosbel Arias. And Nick Lodolo, refractor. Graham Stinson. Got a lot of first Bowmans on these refractors this round. Dre Jameson. Yeah, well, Davy Garcia had some stumbles in AAA. So 55 yards to Slayton. But did Slayton make it 55 yards? Because he's got that kind of talent. And we got Mesa, Victor Mesa, to be exact. And Hunter Bishop. That's weird that a regular Chrome card was just there, but. And Logan Davidson. 238 out of 499 for the A's. So A's, another team that was picked up at the very end. Most of the teams that have gotten some big hits so far were last-minute pickups. Loaziga. All right, so if I had to rank them myself, Severino is kind of scary as an ace because he does have some inconsistency. I can go with Domingo Germán as number 2. 3, I would go Loaziga. 4, Tanaka. 5, Montgomery to start the year. Davy Garcia if he has a good session in AAA for the first half. I can go for that just for now, just for the immediate future. But we know that the Yankees' main concern is pitching, and it wouldn't be a bad addition to have Garrett Cole. Really wouldn't. The thing about Strasburg and Garrett Cole is they can get it done with more than just a fastball. They don't need... They have out pitches, all right? And when you're looking to sign a pitcher into their 30s, let's face it, you're not looking for a guy who's throwing 100 miles an hour. You're looking for that Greg Maddux type. So I think Loaziga has shown to be somewhat back and forth inconsistent. I think long term, I think he's got more to offer over the next few years than Tanaka. And if Tanaka gets hurt, you know, there's some reliability that the Yankees are going to lose. Langoliers and Shoemake, Trevor Rogers, Connor Scott, J.J. Bleday. Bryson Stott, Alec Bohm. Bohm is a nice trade chip that the Phillies have. Dominic Fletcher, Justin Slayton, and Jake Gunther. I would have more confidence that 3 years from now, Loaziga is pitching and Tanaka is recovering from Tommy John surgery. And again, I could be totally wrong about that because I thought Tanaka was going to need it over the last 3 years. So I could be wrong about that. And I have no problem with that, if that's the case. I can accept that. All right, we got a little purple refractor action coming up. Let's see who it's going to be for. I'm trying to think of who else the Yankees would have in the minor leagues that's solid. Yes, that is true. Did he get a suspension yet? That happened right at the end of the season, right? I don't even remember the full story on that. James Beard. They were at some kind of a dinner, and somebody in the major league front office saw an altercation or something like that. Is that the right? Is that the right story I'm thinking of? No, I think that happened late into the year. I think he was put on leave, but he wasn't officially suspended. But I don't remember what I kind of lost track of what happened after that. Agnos, Blade. We'll give that a little 1 cent love too. And let's see here. Eric Rivera, Nick Quintana, Daniel Espina. Okay, so I didn't lose track. Oh, Espino is a refractor. Let's get that in some 1 cent love. I don't know. What do you guys think? 50 games? 100 games? 85 seems to be like one of those weird numbers that comes up sometimes. Joey Bart refractor. Any estimates out there on how long he should be expected to be out? Agnos, Victor Mesa. John Rave. They were raving about him at Illinois State. Bryson Stott. Yeah, it was a benefit. And supposedly yeah, the Yankees have some payroll. They dipped out of that for a year though, didn't they? They dipped out of the penalty. So, I mean, if they decide, all right, we're going to splurge on Cole, who is on the books for more than 2 years? 231 out of 250. And I guess the next question is, are we still going to have teams that are going to pay that inflated penalty? You know, Wander Franco, 30th anniversary card. And here's another thing. All right? You know, there's so many trades going on nowadays. 144 out of 250, Ryan Jensen for the Cubs. All right? With all the back and forth and the dealing and stuff like that. I mean, the Yankees could legitimately say, hey, we're going to trade away some major guys to get some major prospects, right? It's not far-fetched. When they say, hey, I've paid enough right now, maybe you see somebody go on the trading block. All right. CBA agreement's coming up soon. Is the penalty number going to change? Is it even going to be there? At this point, do you make a decision based on that luxury tax penalty when you don't even know for sure what the marker is going to be in a few years? All right? You got to make decisions short term and long term at this point. So maybe the amounts get raised. All right? Maybe they restructure the whole thing. At which point, if you had an opportunity to do something, in hindsight, you probably said, oh, I would have done things differently. Do you do differently now and pay the price later if you have to? Yeah, Hap is going to be one of those guys that they're going to try to move. Maybe Aaron Judge gets hurt again and they say, man, you know, is he worth re-signing? Or maybe so. Yeah, but the Mets are still paying Bobby Bonilla. I don't think that's $5 million is not a big deal. And I will agree to the point where Chapman is one of the best closers in the league. You got Will Wilson, Angels. Adley Rutschman, Chrome. Let's get that. Got a little 1 cent left. I'll even top load that. You know, is there a reason why Paxton is not going to be stretched out to be a starter again? I know he had some injury issues. Could we see Paxton back as a starter? That could also solve some issues for the Yankees. Especially with the amount of money he's getting. Use them. Get those innings while you still have them. Andrew Vaughn, another solid Chrome. Yeah, you know, in the scheme of things, I kind of have Paxton in my mind as the relief guy, but should he be? Any physical limitations on Paxton after this year? Stanton could be a salary dump trade at some point. I could see it working out. And $12.9 million would be a steal for a starter. Yeah. Michael Toglia, Seth Beer in a Diamondbacks jersey now. Bryant Packard, Riley Green. Oh, we got regular paper. All about that base, about that base. So, yeah, and then you add to that mix Davy Cruz. I'm trying to think. I feel like the Yankees have one other pitcher that's kind of like a blip on the radar, but not like top 100 material. I feel like the Yankees have another pitcher that could amount to something. Paxton as a number 2. Didn't he pitch in relief this year? Maybe I'm going crazy now. Hold on a second. James Paxton. He's listed as a starting pitcher. Maybe I have it wrong. I thought they had moved him to the bullpen. Nope, I don't know who I was thinking of then. That just, wait, 2019, 150 innings. Never mind. Not who I was thinking of. He did have a few relief appearances, though. 2.1 innings. No, he had a little mix. At the very end, I guess. He got shellacked a few times, didn't he? 7 runs. I guess not terrible. But yeah, Paxton's another arm. J.A. Happ. Okay, so I got the two confused. My bad. Albert Abreu. That was one. Yeah, that's one of the names I was thinking of. Chance Adams has been terrible. I think what's his ERA, like in the 6s? Jake Sanford, Nasim Nunez, Corey Lee, Brock Deathridge, 59 out of 499, Matt Mercer, Michael Massey. The Yankees' pitching issues aren't so much the quantity of guys that they have available, it's the quality of guys that they have available. And as long as Paxton stays healthy, Tanaka continues to eat innings, they can get by. I think Garrett Cole, though, is a difference maker. And if you don't know what the luxury tax penalty is going to be once they get to the next round of CBA negotiations, sign Garrett Cole. I think it's priority number 1. Don't pay $345. No. Whatever that number is that Boras is leaking out to the Angels, the Yankees should not pay that. But the $245 million offer, I think that they need to up that after Strasburg signed today. All right. Raise it and be creative. Strasburg had a 4-year opt-out. He gave up 4 years, $100 million, tested free agency, and he got paid. 181 out of 250, Andrew Vaughn and Matthew Thompson. Franchise futures insert. And we have an insert autograph, too. 101 out of 250, Blake Walston, class of 2019. Diamondbacks. Yeah, and if he goes to a playoff contender, he should get it. Because regardless of what the regular season looks like, you want Mad Bum throwing for you. If you're a team that's going to make the playoffs 3 out of the next 5 seasons, you sign Mad Bum for that amount. Last pack. So 3 serial numbered autos out of 4 so far. Not too shabby. All right, paper time. All about that base, about that base, about that base. I wouldn't mind seeing a Madison Bumgarner end up on a team like the Mets that's kind of on the fringe and just needs that one little push. I mean, $25 million a year. You know, he may burn out the last 2 years of that contract, but you want to get the fans excited. You want to make a deal. You're not going to throw out the kind of money that Garrett Cole wants, right? And we know that's not going to happen. I don't care who owns the Mets. All right? Exactly. Adam Jones. Yeah, who just went over? Somebody just went over to Japan. I feel like it was somebody who's already been there, too. Somebody just signed with Japan. It was either yesterday or the day before, sometime over the weekend, or maybe even on Friday. Hey, Japanese league is competitive. Why not? And he's not completely, done and over with. Justin Bohr, okay. Anybody else go? Or maybe somebody signed with Korea. I don't know. I thought there was a decent name, somebody you would have expected, to get some kind of a deal somewhere, not just like a minor league deal with a spring training invite. Felt like there was another one that went overseas too. All right, who's this last autograph going to be? Probably going to be a base auto, considering that 3 out of the 4 so far have been serial numbered. We had an insert auto, what was it, a purple auto, and a base refractor auto. So I guess the question is more, who is it going to be? Chris Flexen signed to play in Korea. Okay. Reese Hines. So, we think about the next imports that are going to come in. Who are we sending out? I think there's more people looking overseas as an option to play and maybe raise their values a little bit. Gerardo Parra, I think that sounds about right. Was he still on the Diamondbacks? I feel like he moved on from them a year or two ago. Grant McCray, Giants. Noah Song. Shea Langoliers. Brandon Lewis. Numbered 402 out of 499, Michael Bush, second rounder for the Dodgers. Ooh, refractor, J.J. Bleday. So again, we are 5 teams away from rookies and stars being a possibility here. All right, as we're going to show off the last autograph in just a minute, Eric Rivera. Can we get 5 teams wrapped up right now? Dolphins, 28. Chargers, 45. Seahawks, 60. Rams, 65. Buccaneers, 20. Bears, 55. Bengals, 28. Browns, 20. Colts, 50. Patriots, 100. Giants are 100. Raiders are 70. Titans are 40. MJ Melendez. Got a bunch of teams 40 and under in this one. Dominic Fletcher. 10% off 3 teams or more. All right, and I got another football break that I want to get up here. So let's keep the rotation moving. Let's get this rookies and stars out of the way. And there's another J.J. Bleday. And the final autograph is going to go to the Yankees. Josh Smith. Second rounder, second base out of Louisiana State. So, based on position, I would say that at best he's a trade away. Or maybe he fills in for an injury someday or something like that. But hey, you got New York attached to you and a first Bowman card. There's going to be some sort of interest. All right, we pulled some decent hits this break, and we're going to recap them right now. I'm feeling good. I'm thinking if we got rookies and stars going right now, that we got some big pulls awaiting us. So let's recap this and see where we stand. So Josh Smith, New York, New York. Blake Walston, Diamondbacks, numbered to 250. Oh, cool. Always good to hear. But they're usually nice until AA. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Jensen out of 250 for the Cubs. Logan Davidson, A's, numbered to 499. So he is a 29th overall pick and a middle infielder with some pop. Where do they come from? Remember back in the day when you're lucky a shortstop hit like 10 home runs? Joshua Mears for the Padres. A.J. Pollock, another hit for the Diamondbacks. Yes, indeedy, numbered to 199, Yankees. Correa and Springer, numbered to 99 for the Astros. And then it starts getting a little wild here. We got Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Again, only 2 rookies per case in tribute. That's numbered to what, 435? How about this nice little Jacob deGrom? 1 of 10. That is the stamp of approval. All the jerseys have an MLB authentication sticker. And then I don't know which one of these is cooler. Ronald Acuna Jr. of the Braves, numbered to 150, or how about a rookie, Eloy Jimenez, numbered 6 out of 10. So a couple of red parallels out of tribute there. That's not too shabby. So, do we have something to look forward to next tonight? It's 12:15, so right around when I thought we were going to end this. Acuna Matata. All right. Most of these teams got picked up like within 2 hours of the break getting announced earlier tonight. Within 2 hours of each other. These were sitting around all weekend long. So were these teams. And we got some nice bang for the buck teams, including the Chargers, the Seahawks, the Bears, the Patriots, and the Raiders, still available in this one. 10% off 3 teams or more. So there's a skunk bonus in a rebreak spot that has a suggested retail value of about $200 in itself. Plus a couple of Leaf autograph mini helmets. And, you know, we've talked about many times what teams could possibly come out with those. All right. So who wants to take the first step? Somebody grabs 3 teams, they get 10% off. And they get us 2 away from closing this deal. Again, there's a few teams here in that 40 and under. They're good with combos. Let's say you want to go big. You want to go Patriots and Raiders. 2 big teams that I still consider a good bang for the buck. You throw in like the Browns you'd get for free. Or if you want an upgrade, because Baker doesn't have any autos in rookies and stars. So if you want a little bit of an upgrade from that, take the Titans. Only end up paying about $20 extra instead of 40. You know, something like that. Still plenty of good teams available in this one. A lot of hits, 4 hits per box, 2 auto, 2 memorabilia. So you're talking 28 hits out of rookies and stars, plus the 2 helmets makes 30. I'm going to assume that the amount of teams that hit in this break is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 17 to 22. 17 to 22 teams will hit. That's my estimation. I'm usually right on. All right. Sometimes you can get some really funky cases, but standard deviation and all those statistical analytical mumbo jumbo things applied, you should see 17 to 22 hits or teams hit. All right. And then, let's say the Browns don't hit. Well, you got a $200 spot in the skunk bonus. So in reality, let's say there's 12 teams fighting for it. How much have you really paid for the Browns considering you're getting all cards shipped? All right. You get a Baker relic, you get a Baker relic. It's not the end of the world for a $20 team. Or maybe you end up with a nice prize. So I always recommend a big team, a medium-sized team, and a little team, because you never know what you're going to get. So we got anybody looking to take that first step? If nobody takes the first step, then the second one never happens, and then we'll be looking at probably breaking it tomorrow. If we can get it to stand by at least right now, all right, it's going to be tough to get payments in by 12:30-ish. if we can get in right now to 25, I think we'll break this in the afternoon tomorrow. Maybe like 2 Eastern time. All right. West Coasters can take an early lunch. 2 Eastern time. We'll break Rookies and Stars, and we'll try to push something through for tomorrow night. Again, we had 5 breaks at the halfway point. 5. I lowered it to 22 teams for the 4-box mixer. The Brooklyn Collection boxes, the National Treasures, and the 2018 Top Series 2 Jumbo. All right. I lowered that down to 22 teams. I also lowered the Past, Present, and Future down to 22 teams. Those 2 breaks are at 11. So just need a little bit of movement. Playbook is at 13. All right. We had a lot of breaks stuck in that middle point. And, when something fresh pops up, a lot of times we'll see some movement on it, and then we're waiting. Don't watch, because you just saw a bunch of these hits that people were watching all weekend long. That Acuna. What time was that called? At like 7 o'clock tonight? White Sox. White Sox was called at like 10:30. We started at 11 Eastern. All right. Braves. I think they were called at like 9:30. So let's get you some big hits. We delivered tonight. Last run through. Dolphins 28, Chargers 45, Seahawks 60, Rams 65, Buccaneers 20, Bears 55, Bengals are 28, Browns are 20, Colts are 50, Patriots are 100, Giants are 100, Raiders are 70, Titans are 40. Top 5 bang for the buck teams, in my opinion, right now: Chargers, Seahawks, Patriots, Raiders, and the Bears. And that's where we're at. Anybody got anything for me before we sign off? Again, we'll keep pushing these 4 breaks that are halfway home. And, they're rounding second. Let's get them to third. Let's get them to home. And get those cards in your hands. All right. If you need me, hit me up on Messenger. If I'm awake, I'll break. Again, any requests for personals. Keep your eyes open tomorrow. There's probably going to be the first Marc-Down of Christmas. All right. So maybe a box of cards is going to get thrown up for either a decent discount versus market value, right? Or maybe we'll just find something that I'm looking to blow out and, go below cost and all that fun stuff. So, something to keep your eyes out on. Some of these things will have limited supplies too. What I'll do is I'm going to put them through the website and then share the link to Facebook, to Twitter, and to whatever else I can do it. So again, we're going to start the 12 Marc-Downs of Christmas. And so that's one deal a day for 12 days. All right. That's a wrap. So hopefully we'll get some. I'm going to check if we had any activity on the posts even. But I didn't see it earlier. So now we're at where we're at. All right. So have a good night, everybody, and we'll rip you a new one real soon. Take it easy.